Rizz. Skill in charming or seducing a potential romantic partner, especially to verbal communication. So how much risk can a mean Tomodachi life have? Basically, if enemy wants to confess, you get all of these options and you can influence the line your Miis is going to express. However, there are numerous lines, and I'm wondering which one carries the most game, so to speak. So I tutored my Miis into confessing to each other aggressively, and I'm going to rank which lines are the most charming according to yours truly, who is a specialist in socializing and wholly competent at conversation without stuttering and avoiding an elevated amount of flatulence. I'll tell you some cool trivia about rare situations and how the game randomizes confessions as well. But before I proceed, please watch my other content once you're finished with this one. YouTube doesn't promote it because of its unfair algorithm. And hey, if you do watch them, thank you very much. You're amazing and it's thanks to you that I'm able to continue my dream. Yep. Alright, the list, yes. On number 67 we have giving an item, like as an option entirely. It is parasitic and weird with most items, like perhaps if the game had special quotes for flowers and other typically romantic gifts it would be honky-dory, but instead they merely go, I'll give you this if you go out with me. And candidly, unless this is something quite sexy and there's prior example of intimacy, I don't imagine this would come through. This is what we, the professionals of this field, call a certified Rizz moment. Also, I'm gonna skip on calling out the numbers because you don't care, and honestly the only number I need is yours, baby.
We're such good friends, but I think we could be a better couple. Will you go out with me?
You're putting yourself in the friend zone already, buddy, and that has potential to ruin your friendship. Do you want to ruin the friendship and be lovers instead? If you do, you won't use this line.
I'll carry your books for you every day if you go out with me.
I don't know about you, but carrying books to me is incredibly easy, and honestly, this just sounds pathetic. You're flirting, not offering a service. Come on.
I'll do your homework for you every day if you go out with me.
Well, the same thing applies as with the last lines, but at least the deal is better and it worked out in the situation, so...
Will you please be my girlfriend? Pretty please with sugar on top?
There's a better version of this one coming up for starters, but also, this sort of carries no play. Don't use it.
You should totally pick me. What do you think?
It's a little weird and direct, but the real problem is that it doesn't entirely make the intention clear.
We're meant to be together. You should definitely be my boyfriend.
Same as last one, but hey, at least this one's more explicit on the intention side.
You're like the whipped cream on my mocha. The best part. Will you be my sweetheart?
You are a downright monster, a feral beast. Buddy, the best part of your coffee is not the coffee? Supposing I heard this, I would explicitly punt you. Mocha's tasty by default. It's a mixture of elements. Regularly in a relationship, you'd expect the whole coffee, but that's besides the point. Genuinely, what offends me here is that you would so much as dare imply such things about coffee. Yeah, sure, I have an obsession with coffee, but still, fuck!
So... do you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend?
Fun fact, the line your Miis will select to use is based on 3 different pieces of information. First, whether male or female. Second, what mannerism you choose them to say. And third, what place you choose them to say. That is not the case for the cute options though. The only thing that changes in this situation is which gender-related term they use. As you are aware, you can regain Tomodachi. That's probably in virtue of features such as these, which are hard-coded. I often hear people calling Nintendo homophobes for it, but down to brass tacks, they had a reason, I expect. Hopefully for the sequel, they allow everything to mix and match neatly for such mechanics. Otherwise, yeah, male and female Miis both say different things for different options. Personality and friendship rank doesn't matter at all. And as for this line in particular, is it genuinely cute? The intent is mismatched and it's not especially smooth.
Nothing would make me happier than being your girlfriend. Please go out with me.
You know, I see this one working in a relationship where both parties want to settle into roles. Tough guys might be into it, but I think it needs some workshopping.
Nothing would make me happier than being your boyfriend. Please go out with me.
Same as last one entirely, to be fair, and I just realized it sounds very kiddie, so maybe it could work for younger couples. Or couples to be, I guess.
I think you're the best. The best. Will you go out with me?
Coming on a little too thick there, maybe sounding a little needy, but at least we're getting to the first flirts that actually flatter the receiver. Hooray!
From way up here, it's clear that we should be together.
A good start, you're incorporating an element related to the location which would give you a great amount of points, but where's the question? I don't think you could expect someone to answer sure or I'm sorry from this. You're more expected to get an and?
You mean everything to me. Will you be my sweetheart?
A little needy, but with the right delivery, it could be very decent.
I think we'd make a great couple. Will you be my girlfriend?
You think? You think? Not only are you being bland, but you're also planting the seed of doubt already? Bad.
I think we'd be the cutest couple ever. Will you be my boyfriend?
Same as last one, but
I'm the perfect match for you. You should totally be my girlfriend.
okay, I like the confidence, but it does sound considerably self-absorbed.
Demo, you mean the world to me. Will you be my sweetheart?
There's quite a few lines that are exactly the same for male and female variations of the same mannerism, but this one stands out because these two lines pertain to different mannerisms, traditional and cute respectively. It's an okay line, I guess, a little bland. The cute variation, however, takes the higher spot because it's using a name in it. It feels more personal.
I never want to be apart from you. Will you be my sweetheart?
You should be careful with this one. It can appear a little needy. If they understand your intention though, it's pretty safe.
I love everything about you. Will you be my sweetheart?
While it might feel reductive to more logical people, it probably hits well enough for people who don't over-focus on finding a partner that accepts them, flaws and all. Or on the less elegant side, people who are just smartasses like me. So, screw me, I guess.
Everything about you is amazing. Will you be my sweetheart?
Same as last one, but a little more padded out, and the cute animation does improve it as well.
We'd be the cutest couple ever. You should definitely date me.
We'd make the best couple ever. You should totally date me.
Alright, first line to actually take the union into account. And pretty confidently too. Both of these display confidence, more so than the other showy lines. You acknowledge the superiority of your bond, and that comes off as a logical connection to the suggestion that doesn't provoke inquiry. Like it's a given the other party should agree. Sure would be a shame if this one failed completely because someone else brought it in both timelines. So, the game actually selects what will happen during the confession as it loads, meaning the actual lines you select don't matter. However, the game does select the two potential interrupting Miis weighing on reproducible information, which means they'll always be the same, but the Miis preference won't be guaranteed to be either of them. The only time I found the response is 100% guaranteed is when the me being asked out is currently in a sound relationship with some other partner.
I love you, Nate. Please go out with me.
Traditional and trusty, personal and concise, truly one of the charms of all time.
So many fish in the sea, but you're the only one for me. Will you be mine?
Finally, we're arriving at the lines that actually succeed in thinking about the date location, which will improve the Rizz quality greatly. However, it can be incorrectly used, such as here. You're mistakenly acknowledging the possibility of another partner's existence. Might not be the case, but it's not a very good thing to remind someone who you're asking out. Like, you know, you should choose me, the stupid sea bass, instead of the barred knife jaw over there with the muscles and shit and actually, screw you, I'm going to him.
I've fallen head over heels for you. Will you be my boyfriend?
Good incorporation of an unusually dramatic, though you missed a big chance to say you broke a leg, which would be one hell of a risk in the concert hall where people do plays.
Will you please be my boyfriend? Pretty please with the cherry on top?
This one is on the desperate mannerisms, however it would work very well if the relationship involves comedy. Pretty please with a cherry on top is just a silly expression, so for future silly couples to be, this line has many uses, unlike the sugar one, which is not funny.
It's always sunny when you're around. Please be the side of my love.
Not too creative, sunny days aren't ideal for certain people. I love cloudy days with zero chance of rain. However, calling someone the sun of your life could be pleasant and romantic.
Warm my heart like a sunny summer day. Demo, will you go out with me?
Same situation as the last one, but a warm heart is a finer picture to imagine than a sun, I believe. I dislike the sun, that motherfucking star, its stupid shine, all like, it's red and hurt your eyes, also don't stare at me, you will all die strictly because of my fault, hee hee. Freaking attention whore.
If you go out with me, I'll buy you coffee every morning. Coffee and a muffin.
Hey, it's the best desperate trait so far. This one appears situational, but could convey you're committed to and capable of keeping the relationship away from monetary issues. Use carefully and be certain the other party does enjoy muffins.
You're as cool as a sea cucumber. You make my heart swell like a wave. I'd love to give you my phone number and become your special mermaid. Pretty puppy.
And that was the first song. It's just a mismatch of beach-themed flirts, and phone numbers are usually reserved for the acquaintances stage, but it's still thematic. Maybe clean it up a little, yes?
I'd love to teach you about love. Will you be my special someone?
Teaching? That's just cool. If you're going to drive away on a motorcycle and go on a crazy adventure where you learn what love is, it's perfect. Otherwise, it's just fitting.
From way up here, one thing is clear. You should totally be my boyfriend.
Not a perfect relation, but it has a rhyme. It feels also right to say those words right here, on the tower that you made with plastic powder. Your rhymes are nice,
I'll do anything for you. Anything. Please be my blueberry muffin.
Oof, this one was close to working, but the first half is so weird. You need to have some self-respect, but the second part is fine.
We go together like salt and pepper. You should totally be my girlfriend.
This one would be amazing, except you're at the park where there is no salt and there is no pepper. It's a rhyme, that's great, but the game really should have swapped the showy lines between the park and the cafe.
We go together like bread and butter. You should definitely be my boyfriend.
Same as the last one, but at least bread and butter are picnic items.
My darling Damo. You're my favorite subject in the whole world. Oh, won't you be my sweet potato?
This one begins well, takes the setting into account, but sweet potato? That's an already dating nickname. It feels pre-courting. Could pay off seamlessly in Japan if sweet taters are a frequent ingredient to bento boxes, and also for Mexicans since camote is a stupider term here and it sounds jokey.
I've had my heart set on you since the moment I first saw you. Will you go out with me?
Another traditional hit. Love at first sight is a beast.
Your beauty shines like a Thursday. Will you be my sunbeam?
And we're back to the lines about summer days. I don't see the appeal, but okay. Calling someone a sunbeam might make them feel more special than just being a sun. You know, since sunbeams don't want to destroy your soul and everything.
My feelings for you are as clear as a blue sky on a summer day. Will you be my sunshine?
Exactly the same as last one, to be fair. But Blue Sky made Nimora though, and I watched that the other day and I recommend it a lot.
Life's a beach. But only when I'm with you. Please be the sunshine in my life.
This one focuses on the beach aspect, a fun way of telling someone how important they are for you. It's cute.
My heart was cloudy until I met you. Please be the sunshine in my life.
I like this one more than the other sun ones because it implies improvement. It's not a without you scenario, but rather a with you scenario. Smoother.
Whenever I'm around you, you make me want to sing. Oh, won't you be my honey bun? Won't you be my sweet darling?
I like this nice little tune. Even if it's not particularly pertinent, it reflects happiness. I admit though it's far from perfect. By the way, while getting footage for this video, I learned that you can get any new hard request if you have a Miis depressed from being rejected. So you should clear them up as quick as possible if you're trying to get more couples in your island.
You're even more beautiful than you from up here. Will you go out with me?
Simple, direct, but smooth enough.
Like the view up here, you take my breath away. Oh, won't you be my honey bun?
Same as the last one, but worded much better.
I like the smell of fresh coffee in the morning. Totally irresistible. You want to be my boyfriend?
Whoever uses this line successfully is the king of casual Rizz. You're talking about the coffee, then add a masterful boast, and then blam! Question asked! I like that.
You're the one I want to share the stage of life with. Will you be my co-star?
Thematic and includes a nice way of asking someone out that isn't bland. It's complex enough. I think this one would work for female acting enjoyers perfectly.
Like a star upon the stage. I can't take my eyes off you, baby. There's nothing more I'd rather do than be in a real-life romance with you.
A more romantic and interesting way of saying the last one. Real-life romance sounds very romantic.
You taught me what true love feels like. Oh, won't you be my honey bun?
The prior line that is similar to this one puts a task upon whoever you're asking, while this one assumes that they already did the task. Feels much more wholesome to me because of that.
Like a team of hungry ants carrying off a fresh fruit tart. You walked into my life and stole away my heart.
Comparing your loved one to a group of fans is, iffy, but making it a song does hide the issue a lot. It doesn't rhyme very well, but it's the thought that counts.
My love for you is deeper than the ocean. Will you be my beautiful mermaid?
Yeah, that's pretty romantic. What if the girl doesn't want to be a mermaid though? There's plenty of ladies that would probably prefer to be an orca or a shark. That would be awesome.
1 + 1 is 2, and so is me plus you. I hope the two of us together can be sweeties for forever.
Oh, this one is oh so good except for the grammar. 4 forever, 2 fours? That's just a mouthful, not sweet talking. Sour talking?
When we're together, sky's the limit. Oh, won't you be my shooting star?
Topical and simple. Clean. It's sure to make you feel like that tonight. But it's hard to tell. Would work much better with partners who like astronomy, as soon as they aren't annoying about, star signs and everything.
Your eyes sparkle like the sea. Will you be my cuddlefish?
It's simple, yes, but cuddlefish is just a memorable term that can make anyone feel loved. Honestly, it's really bizarre to have Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul having the hots for me.
It's elementary that we should be together. Will you be my special sunflower?
This one is great! It's so dumb, but I love it, love it! You wanna know what else is elementary? That you subscribe to this channel right now.
I'd rather study your smile than math or science or art. You teach me all I need to know and give straight A's to my heart.
Aw, this one's a great ditty. It incorporates most of the school flirts very well and rhymes well enough for sure. And we're down to the top 10, the most Rizziest lines a character in Tomodachi Life can speak. My god, this is like a really important topic that is gonna make a change in your daily normal life.
You make me feel like a star. Will you be my leading lady?
And this is the better version of the coastal one, because it incorporates an element of respect for the potential partner. Being the leading lady means power, and if both parties are willing, it can be very sweet. And if not, it's just a nice way of saying it. Yeah, I'm into being controlled by my partner.
The only thing as pretty as the view from way up here is what I see when I look into your beautiful eyes, my dear.
This one is strikingly similar to the other tower lines, but for some reason, it lands a lot better. It feels more specific, and that makes it more intimate and powerful, I believe.
You're so sweet, I don't need to add sugar to my coffee. Will you be my sweetie?
This would be very flattering for a coffee not like me, though I believe good coffee is enjoyed with or without sugar. Still, it's a very thoughtful comment when you're not overthinking it.
You're the sugar in my coffee. You're the honey in my tea. You're the sweetest guy I've ever met, and the only one for me.
And this one's a better version of that. It removes negative connotations, and it's a rhyme. It also talks about the less appreciated tea. Wait, honey and tea? Have I ever had that?
I can see for miles, but all I need is you. Oh, won't you be my boo?
That's a comparison and a half, a very nice analogy that is sure to keep both parties in the moment. Of course, it works only if the view is pretty, otherwise, woofy. And this applies to every single line about the view from the tower. Bonus points were awarded for the existence of my boo by Ghost Town DJ.
Like the sunrise every morning, you brighten up my days. Like the sunset every evening, you set my heart ablaze.
It's a nice little tune, but most importantly, it contains bookends. It's not just two lines that rhyme, but rather a full story within a pretty charming line. So here's a cool thing I saw. There's a chance that sad Miis will give a second go at asking another Mii out after being heartbroken. And it's cool when the other Mii is in a relationship because their current partner shows up at the confession to bully the interested Mii. It's sort of rough, but it's also a really rare situation that most players haven't seen.
You're the picnic in my basket, the butter on my bread, like sunny summer memories. I can't get you out of my head.
This is the only park line that actually outright references things that are park related. It's sweet, it's nice, but it could be smoother. I guess it's just so high because it stands out among the park quotes. Wait, are you calling me a basket case?
I found a heart-shaped treasure map inside a bottle washed ashore, and when I followed the dotted line, it led me to you forevermore.
You know, despite not being perfectly Rizzy, this one deserves to be so high because it's a rather complex rhyme. All the lines it's using are only used here and once, which related in an unusual way. It can be pretty smooth and it's not easy to come up with. It sounds great. This could pass as the actual lyrics for an actual song that is not intended to be a funny joke, unlike most songs in Tomodachi.
You warm my heart like hot cocoa. You're as cute as a mini marshmallow. There's nothing more I'd rather be than your special fellow.
It's flattering, thematic, and the only line that actually convinced Flame Princess here to accept Scott over Eric Andre. Bro, you absolutely won this time by being a smooth operator. Finally, before we get to number 1, a memorable mention. So this game has the use a line option, which can have 100% game or 0% game. Since you can write the line yourself, you can use character-specific Rizz, which totally makes this the best option in regards to making the slickest or cleanest lines. You can reference actual scenarios from whatever originated the character you put in. And you can also get funny and use the tackiest lines imaginable to see if it sticks.
You're a 10 out of 10, and I 100% want to go out with you. Will you be my sweetie?
Come on, this one speaks smoothness, suave, no gimmicks, rhyme, consideration for circumstance, and absolute banger application of affiliated terms. It's flattering, clear, and it doesn't last 4 sentences like most of the songs. I believe this is likely the optimal flirt line in Tomodachi Life. And that's about it. That's every phrase your Miis can use to court each other, and although, as I already expressed, it's entirely random if Miis accept or deny the confession, we can explore some statistics for the greatest occasions and behaviors to confess for maximum attraction. Behold, the best places to force a Miis to confess! Statistically, ideally, you'd be confessing with a tune at the observation tower, that being number 5 on the list. On average, songs hold a lot more potential than the remainder lines, with desperate ones cluttering at the bottom. Maybe believing in yourself is a dandy idea if you hope to enchant someone through speech. It is comical to realize the cafe is last place, though you recall how virtually every line delivered there is mundane. It's expected for traditional options, but the rest are either about coffee or unrelated, just widespread praise. Also, for whatever reason, the cute lines are not precisely cute at all, which really disappointed me. Now I'm done. It feels weird ending a video without something cool or interesting to say. But hey, this is what YouTube thinks you want, and if you want smarter content, you'll check out my other stuff and maybe YouTube catches on. Thanks for watching.